why delays are a good thing. This is coming hot off the press of Star Wars Jedi Survivor getting a delay. We have a press release little graphic here that we're going to read to you. This says from Respawn Entertainment. For the last 3 years, the Jedi team here at Respawn has poured its collective heart and soul into Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and we are proud to say that the next chapter in the tale of Cal Kestis is content complete.
Important.
That is important. We are now focused entirely on the final stage, bug fixes to enhance performance, stability, polish, and most importantly, the player experience. That's us.
Just go for the date. Yeah, that's the most important part of this piece, is right. It's just that.
Okay, cool. Jumping to date. Star Wars Jedi Survivor will now launch globally on April 28th.
Which is just a 6-week delay. 6-week delay.
And Vincent, you brought this article to me.
Yeah.
And you said, this is a big deal. And I said, hold on, Vincent. Isn't it kind of universally known that delays are a good thing? Like, we have learned time and time again that when a delay happens, that's good for the producer and it's good for the consumer.
Yeah.
However, you had a jarring experience, it sounds like, that would say otherwise.
I mean, first it started just on Twitter. I'm seeing this news come out and people are upset. I think it's okay to be upset during a delay. It sucks when a studio promises a date, and it's like, oh man, I wish they hit that date. I was excited for that. Pre-ordered this, blah, blah, blah. Also, I don't believe in pre-ordering games anymore. It's gone to the wayside.
Fuck that.
That's a whole different conversation for a new clip. That'll be a good one day. But a lot of people are upset about this, and it kind of got me thinking about the discussions that we've had before about why game delays are good and important in this industry, I think. So I was in this stream, right? And I was in a couple streams where that was the title headline. It was Jedi Survivor delayed. Jumped into one of them, and people in the comments, they're chatting it up, and people are just not, it's like they're missing something. It's going right over their head that this delay is to give you a better experience, a way much better polished experience. And 6 weeks, nobody's going to remember those 6 weeks, James. Nobody's going to remember them. People are going to remember it based on the quality of the game. 100%. So here's what I want to bring to you too, is that Jedi Fallen Survivor, not Fallen Survivor, Fallen Order. I hate the way these games are named. Jedi Fallen Survivor, which is the first one. No, sorry. Fallen Order is the first one. Jedi Survivor is the second one. When Fallen Order dropped, it released, every single review had it mentioned that there were bugs and issues with the game when it launched, right? Yes. They squashed a lot of them with day one patches, but it wasn't enough to be scoring. I think this game, story-wise, is on an 8 or so.
Mm-hmm.
But the game was 7s because of these bugs at some point.
All of these points, 100%. But what I think some people are thinking of when they think of delays is the sour taste of what is going on behind the scenes when it comes to a delay. Now, we've seen in this statement, it says that it is content complete, and that's important. Yeah. Now they're focused on bug fixes, polish, stability, performance. So we have an idea of what is complete and what is not. We know what work they're doing. I think people have been left a little burnt by some of these delays that kind of are without that sort of specificity of what they're actually working on. And the big one that everyone's thinking of is Cyberpunk 2077.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. That game was delayed multiple times, and still, even when it came out, it was left super unfinished. And that's not the only game.
There's tons of examples from that. Absolutely.
There's tons of examples. Cyberpunk just happens to be the biggest and the most recent, which is also to mention the kind of comeback tale of that game.
Yeah.
As well. But at the end of the day, allowing developers to take their time is good for the studio, and allowing them to take their time and not have to crunch CD Projekt Red did, Naughty Dog still does, or I don't want to say still does.
And I think every studio, to be honest.
Yes, I'm just naming ones that have been big in the press, but it's important to mention this is many studios.
Totally.
And also it does mean a more finished product, even if let's even take Cyberpunk into example. Even God forbid we saw that first build. You know what I mean? Like, if it launched as unplayable as it did when it did,
Yeah.
I am so glad we didn't see that build 2 delays before then.
Yeah. And I mean, it was unplayable on PS4 and Xbox
Yeah.
One consoles. It was playable on other stuff. It just wasn't. It was tons of bugs and stuff, you know. So it didn't shine like it wanted to shine. But I think the most important part here is that developers will not have to crunch for this game. Or
Yeah.
I'm not going to say will not have to crunch. I'm sure there will be an aspect of people working
Crunch less.
harder. Yes. I think that if they were to still hit this date, those 6 weeks is going to alleviate a lot of this heavy stress. I'm sure that's calculated, right? I'm sure that's calculated. Like, here's our goals of what we need to hit. We need to have like 98% of this problem squashed, like 90% of this problem, because there's no way to hit 100% on all of them. They'd work on the game forever. You like, there comes a time when you have to just launch the
Right.
game, but there's also comes a time where like EA, as people that putting money into Respawn and whoever's head of Respawn and stuff like that, they need to deliver games at certain dates, you know, and that becomes the problem with crunch. So it's great that they're allowing them to have this 6 week thing. Also, added bonus, the book that takes place in between the first game and the second game comes out March 1st. And now, instead of having 10 days to read it, you have 2 months to read it before, if you want to get
Nice.
caught up on the story of that. So that's another plus
So
right
nice.
there. Guys, if you want to know everything about Jedi Survivor, not Jedi Fallen Survivor, it's not called that. You can stay right here on Strictly Casual. If you want to listen to the entire audio podcast, you can go on audio platforms and type in Strictly Casual Checkpoint. It's a little blue box right there. This is episode 146. Nope, episode 147. And so you can download that and give that a listen. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.